Howie, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you, Dan?
I'm doing great.
I told Todd, spin the wheel. Don't be afraid.
Well, I'm giving him a ticket to the Super Bowl. All he has to do is spin the wheel.
Which is going for God knows what
Like
now.
$5,000, Howie.
Right.
And he's never seen the
Super Bowl
Broncos.
I went to, God, I don't know what the tickets were going for, like $170 on the street, and you could get an education at Villanova 4 years earlier for $7,000. Now it's $55 and about $5,000.
Fritzy, Howie's saying you're soft.
He's disappointed in me. I know Howie a long time.
No,
It
wait,
hurts.
hold on, Dan. Howie didn't say he was soft. Howie said just spin the wheel, don't be afraid.
Wait, did you just go third person?
I guess I did. I've only had one cup of coffee. I get in at 3 a.m.
You're a Hall of Famer. You can go third person.
No, I prefer not to. Terry does that. I don't.
Yeah, but Terry doesn't know
Terry
he's
has
going.
multiple people he can go third person on. Blonde Bomber, TB. Oh.
All right. If you have 2 weeks to prepare for Cam Newton, what do you think Denver? Because Denver can't do to Newton what they did to Brady. So, what does Denver do?
Well, it's funny. I said yesterday. Typically, a team wants to send their most intimidating player off the bus first. And I was talking to Greg Olson after the game, and I said, that's not great for the opposing team when the most intimidating guy on your team is your quarterback. I'm watching him warm up in the pre-warm-ups, with his headphones on, and he's in shorts and, running pants and, tight top in the midst of all of, Arizona's players down there warming up, and he's oblivious, and just send him out. It's the El Cid factor. It's Charlton Heston. Mount him up on the horse. Doesn't matter if he's dead. He just scares people. They have the most, when in talking to Arizona and trying to look at them and get a bead for who they are, they have the most complex power running game in football. The sheer volume of plays it make your head blow up. And then when you add the component of Cam's ability to make every throw, to where, as I've said many times, we throw the ball more now at every level, Pop Warner, high school, college, etc. But it's all from spread. And quarterbacks, offensive linemen, wide receiver, all struggle with the transition to the next level game in professional football. Complexity of defenses, fronts, coverages, blitzes, etc. And I just think we're seeing that next step that Cam took this year, which is frightening, because on top of being able to make all the throws, to run for 2 touchdowns and, drive defenders to pick up a first down at 250 pounds to go along with Stewart at 235, and their fullback is 5'9", 270. And the offensive line is as underrated a group as you'll find in football, and they did an outstanding job again yesterday. He had a clean pocket. And Greg Olson, every week people go into the game saying, we want to take Greg Olson away. Bruce Arians said it. We want to take Greg Olson away. And every week, Greg Olson makes huge plays down the football field. So it's a difficult proposition because you have to prepare for so much.
The last time you saw Brady look that uncomfortable?
I've seen him over. It's always the same scenario. It changed the year, changed the team. Their offensive line, they played with 42 different combinations.
Yeah.
It's the thing that makes the Patriots so special, and I've said this many times over the years, is I can be you, you can be me, we're all interchangeable, therefore we're all replaceable. Well, they took that philosophy too far with the offensive line. They had a lot of injuries. The left tackle goes down. At one point, the right tackle goes down. The right guard becomes the left tackle. The center becomes the left guard. They bring in an undrafted free agent from Georgia at center. And what ended up happening was it caught up to them versus a group that with Miller, Ware, Ray, Barrett, Wolf, Malik Jackson, 23 times he got hit, and that's not to mention the number of times he was pressured. They tripled Gronk. Gronk, you can make the argument that two of the most physically gifted players in football are Cam Newton and Gronkowski. Gronkowski's a monster. The catch he made on fourth down, the play he makes in the end zone to keep the game going. They had 2-3 defenders draped on him. They made the decision that he wasn't going to beat them, and he still almost beat them. But I don't think Tom had much of a shot. He didn't have a clean pocket. He was under duress all day, took big hit after big hit after big hit. And he struggled up there in Denver. That's a tough place to win when they've got a good football team.
He's Howie Long, the Hall of Famer, NFL on Fox, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. What do you expect out of Peyton Manning?
Well, you know, I always felt like, and I know when he got injured, and they went to Osweiler, and Osweiler played well, and their run game got on track. They were under center, and it complemented the defense. He limited the turnovers. But when you start getting down to where you're whittling it down to a group of, and it goes to 4 and it goes to 2, the defenses get better, the playoffs get ratcheted up a bit. I always felt like if Peyton was available and ready, and he had an opportunity to get healthy, he got his feet under him, no pun intended, and, he obviously worked really hard at trying to master what Gary Kubiak wants to do under center. Peyton's ability pre-snap to get you in and out of the right play, to work the cadence, to keep a defensive front off that can be dominant, as we saw yesterday in Carolina, and get after you with, and also bringing blitzes with Kuechly and Davis, and hopefully Davis is healthy. His ability pre-snap, what he does. The offensive line was such a big issue. It's interesting that with Peyton at the helm, changing the cadence, getting you in and out of the wrong play, he keeps the defensive front off balance, and I think that helps the offensive line. The run game works better. Can he make all the throws like he used to? No, but like I said, he got healthy, played Week 17. He had a bye. They play the divisional round, no setbacks. He has to play in the championship game. Does that, no setbacks. Protection was good. Now he's got another week off. So anything's possible. Spin the wheel.
The wheel of punishment. That's what we're spinning.
I don't know if he's a Denver Bronco fan. If you're a Denver Bronco fan, spin the wheel.
He's not really a Bronco fan, I don't think, Howie. Did you hate it? Did you hate Howie Long, Fritzy, when you were a Broncos fan?
I hated the Raiders. I actually liked Howie Long and wished that
how's that possible?
Like Alzado, he would have somehow spent some time in Denver as well. But 75, yeah, I did not like that 75 was wearing silver and black. I used to imagine him being part of the Orange Crush, as a matter of fact.
I was an altar boy. How could you possibly hate me?
You can't.
Now, granted, I was an altar boy for all of 2 weeks. Father Mahoney thought I didn't have the right stuff.
Wait, you got fired as an altar boy?
I did.
That's hard to
St.
do.
Francis de Sales Church on the top of Bunker Hill Street.
How much snow did you get?
Oh, we got a ton here. I told Todd, I said I put a cord of wood in the hallway and said, "Honey, I love you, but you and the dogs try to survive."
So all of that snow, and you left town?
It really was, and I got in last night, and I didn't realize how bad it was. I kind of felt bad.
Wait, so you got out before the snowstorm hit?
I got out. I had to get out Thursday night. Yeah, I had to.
Of course you did.
You got to get there. That light goes on, Dan. You know the deal. The light goes on. You got to be there. I mean, it was not great here, but fortunately, Chris is in town here with his wife, and Chris came by, and I've got a guy living on the property that I hired as a strength and conditioning coach, and he's about 6'2", 265, so I feel confident that the place is well protected.
Could you bench 300 right now?
No. I don't know that I could bench 300 when I played, but if you bring me the guy that benches 500 pounds, I could throw him on the ground. I don't know what that means, Dan, but it's kind of like Kyle. And have you been around Kyle?
Yes, Kyle is a mountain.
Yeah, no, I mean, to add to that, he's what I call, roll out of bed country strong. He's the guy that, eats potato chips. He's 322, 14% body fat. Can, if you pressed him on it, he could clean 340. He's just different.
Okay, if you had to fight one of your sons, do you go Chris?
Oh, I'd fly right out to Oakland. Howie works in the personnel department with the Raiders.
Oh no! You can't.
You're the one, Hal.
You can't pick him. The two that play football, if you had to fight one of them. So 2 NFL sons, and you got to fight one of them.
Oh. I'm getting my rear end kicked. Chris body slammed me his senior year in high school. We'd play around a lot, and I remember it like it was yesterday. It's that in a football house, it's kind of the moment of passage, and that moment before you hit the ground where you're airborne and it seems like an eternity. And with my wife screaming, "No, put him down!" And I knew, well, he's ready. Okay, good. I don't have to worry about him. But Kyle, early on, I knew he puts his hand on you, and it's, he comes home still and kind of pokes at you and plays around, and you're, Kyle, don't do that. I've had 13 surgeries. I'm shot.
Enjoy the off season, Howie. Always great to catch up with you.
All right, guys, you take care.
Thank you. That's Howie Long, Hall of Famer, NFL on Fox.